Hey everyone, happy Friday. Selena and Crockett, 100.7 LEV. Are you planning a date night? Doing something different?
It's funny. We actually just the other night. I'm the one that's always like, let's get out, like let's go do something. And Kate, actually, we were brushing our teeth the other night. Came in. She was like, we need to go out on a date night. And I turned and looked at her, and she's like, I know, you're the one who's always saying it. I know. And I was like, just so tell me when. Tell me when. So
That's awesome.
we got one.
Good for you
Yeah,
guys.
we got one figured out coming up. So yeah, it's important. I think it's a really
Yeah.
important thing to just get it on the
Going out
docket.
to eat was the number one thing to do. And the second most popular date night is staying in for a date.
Don't
Staying
tease me with
in.
a good time.
I just hope if you're staying in, you're doing something at least a little different from the monotony of the week. The routine of just
Sure.
plopping down on the couch and falling asleep halfway through a show.
Sure. Yeah, I think there's
Maybe.
got to be a plan to it. Like, don't just be like, hey, we're just gonna hang in tonight, but be like, hey, we haven't gotten
Yeah.
sushi in a while. We're gonna get sushi on Saturday night. We haven't talked about it on the air. Ted Lasso, 3 episodes are out. We haven't watched one of them yet. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna sit under the same blanket. Maybe you're just in the living room instead of the bedroom. Just
Something
to
different.
your point, to
Yeah.
quote unquote break the monotony of the
Right.
routine. So I think if there's
Because
a plan there, that's
when
important.
you realize, and we'll be talking about this coming up at 7 this morning, when you realize how turned on you are by your husband in front of the sushi aisle at the grocery store because you haven't seen him anywhere except on the recliner in your living room day in and day out. That's when you realize you need to do something different. You need to, it doesn't have to be a tropical getaway. Not that
Yeah.
I would say no, but just a little something. Because I'm telling you, me going to the grocery store with my husband and seeing him and going, who is this man?
Well,
We
I think
really need to go on a date, Ethan.
the interesting element to it too is the events that led up to going to the grocery store. Like, it wasn't like you both just said we're going to go to the grocery store together. He met
We
you at the
He
grocery
met me
store.
there.
So it
That
wasn't
was adventurous.
right, which sounds probably hearing it, you're like, okay, whatever, you met her at the grocery store. But think about the effort that has to go into making things like that come to fruition. And
Sure, there were kids there. Sure, he was picking them up from Hebrew school. Da 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 da. At
that
the
all
moment
just
we
adds to
locked
the
eyes.
story. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think I think, to use your word, monotony again, it's just very easy to get into routine, and it's great. Look, we love the kids and their activities and all those, but it's very easy to just get
Yeah,
wrapped up in it, and sort of
yeah,
break
it
that up
is.
is good.
Because you have such a routine. I get it. I'm on autopilot. Everything that I have to get done running around for the kids, I get it. So you can give yourself a moment to reconnect with your honey.
Yeah,
It's good. It'll be good for both of you to
yeah,
be able to do that. And you know what? Ultimately, it's also good for the kids too, because if they see that
sure.
you and your honey are happy, it trickles down
Or
to
as
the whole
Savvy always
family.
goes, "Ew, romance."
Yeah. Oh yeah. That
Uh,
puts us into overdrive. I'm like, oh yeah, watch this.
yeah.
Make that
Um,
kiss longer.
and it's good for the kids because if you do make a good plan ahead of time, like, maybe they're going to the grandparents' house or they're staying with a friend or something, and of course they're looking forward to that. They're like, "Yeah, I don't have to hang out with these 2 schlubs anymore, pointing to us."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun for
You know,
everybody.
I've been I guess my kids they're nervous about sleeping anywhere except in their own
I get that.
house.
Sure, I get that.
And but I realized, wait a minute, my kids used to dump me at grandpa and grandma's house for weeks. So they would go off on trips together. I'm like, "Yeah, they'll survive."
Yeah.
So, because right now we're on the fence about going away. It's quite a travel weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, and there's a wedding, and it's like a puzzle just trying to figure out how to get there because it's San Antonio, all different flights you have to take. So I'm on the fence. Like, do I just go by myself in and out and come home, or do I make this a trip for Ethan and me and let the kids and the dog Don't forget the dog. Dog has to go somewhere. Stay at a relative's house. Now we have to find a house that will take Ruby too, the dog.
Probably the biggest part of that equation there, because I'm sure everybody's like, yeah, bring Cole and Lila over. Then you're like, what about Ruby? And you're like, oh, I forgot that weekend. I've got that thing with stuff.
Well, there was a really friendly dad, my son's soccer team, and I was so excited to hear that things with Ruby are going well. We're seeing the trainer that they recommended, and I said, well, we have to find something because we're thinking about going away. He's like, we'll take Ruby. And I saw the wife like, what? And I said, why don't you double check with your family first? It's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
People make plans, Yeah. I get it because I'm trying to get out of town for Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought I never went anywhere. Now I really can't go anywhere because I have a dog I have to find a sitter for.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I think because when's the last time you and your husband just took a trip? And weddings are fun, right?
Yeah.
So,
in fact, the last wedding I went by myself. I went to Atlanta. Was it last year?
Something like that.
Yeah. I got in the day of the wedding, and I was gone the next morning.
Yeah.
So it was a really fast turnaround. So I'm thinking maybe because it'll also be a closer anniversary.
There you go.
We were married.
I don't want to. I'm just wondering if we're going after Taylor Swift here or not. Are you playing another song?
We'll play another song.
There she is.
There's no way we're going to get there in time. We'll play another song for y'all.
That's your second y'all this week.
Y'all. I know. My kids noticed that too. Maybe because I've been trying to book a flight to San Antonio. So I've been saying y'all a lot.
Y'all got any flights?
Y'all. Which, by the way, I found you have to keep searching. That's why it's been like taking over my life, trying to find these flights because, by the way, search incognito because it keeps the prices down because the more you search, the airlines, if you do it on a regular search engine, the airlines know we can make some more money off of this. Yeah, supply and demand. So, definitely search incognito and keep searching because my parents booked their flight for the sim wedding we're going to. They booked it at least a month, maybe 2 months ago. And it was way more expensive than the flights that I'm finding from Memorial Day.
They got that Harrah's money, bro. You're forgetting that. They got that. They got that Harrah's money.
Not paying for the trip, but yeah. Maybe maybe funny. They're sitting up in first class. There's a little
flying into Harrah's of San Antonio. Yeah.
No joke. When they would visit my sister when she lived in New Orleans, they stayed at Harrah's in New Orleans.
Doubt it. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it for a
My sister's like, are you staying with me? No, we're staying at Uncle Harrah's. She doesn't call it that, by the way. My mom hates when I do that. I'm like, I always have to compete with Uncle Harrah's for your love. I'm sorry. Yeah. He's
the patriarch of the family,
Yes. So
okay.
Funny.
All right,
everybody.
Scoot and boogie there, you little country gal.
Yeah. Have a great weekend. Look out for tomorrow because it is April Fool's.
Isn't that wild? Tomorrow was April. Am I nuts, or it felt like January was like I'm going very slow, and then it was like February, March. Now we're in April. Yeah.
Oh, I have to put in my details for what's happening with the kids for the summer already. I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing for this.
I've got to get to San Antonio in May. Give me time, Earth.
They're like, we need to know now. You must pay now. Okay. Yeah. For the summer camps. Oh my goodness.
Can't wait.
All right, everybody.
Bye,
good morning,
everybody.
Dave and Keith and RL and Kelly. Good morning, y'all. There it is. There's your y'all again. I love saying y'all. I do.
Okay.
I don't care if
y'all
I'm from
have a good
Philly
weekend
area.
now. You hear? Bye, guys.
Bye.